Just giving it a minute for people to hop on. I'm going to drink my coffee, decaf. I don't know if you guys are having the same issues that I'm having, but I'm having internet issues tonight. So hopefully this is all going to work out okay. Hey, Dorothy. How are you doing? I have your team stuff if you want to come and get it, or I can meet you somewhere. So, can't wait. I can't wait. So, you know, I like to start every live off with something that is encouraging. And I'm in the book, Live in Grace, Walk in Love again. Hey, KK. And this time it says, fear and hope only have the power we give them in our lives. Joshua 1:9, do not be afraid, do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. When I see that, this is me saying it, not Bob Goff, but whenever I see this, it tells me, if he's telling me do not be afraid or do not be discouraged, it tells me I have a choice whether I am going to give into discouragement or if I'm going to give into fear. Because he is the Lord God Almighty, right? And it says that he will be with us wherever we go. That's my own personal thought. And I've thought that every time that I've read that Joshua 1:9. But here's what he says further in. He said, this is what Bob Goff says, someone once said, attitude is the difference between an adventure and an ordeal. So change your attitude and you have a better life, right? If you're like me, you're thinking, right, easier said than done. And it does seem easier said than done. But consider this, he says. We can control our attitudes by choosing where we put our hope. If you're the kind of person who sees everything as an ordeal instead of an adventure, what you need is a big dose of hope. Hope and trust always travel together. Hoping without trust is just a wish. That's powerful. Hoping without trust is just a wish. He talks about when his son Adam was learning to fly a plane, and he'd give him the controls of the co-pilot seat, and while he was in the co-pilot seat, and he said, you can bet that I was wondering if this would end up being an ordeal or an adventure. I knew he was a trustworthy guy and a great pilot, so instead of just hoping, I had my parachute ready and handy. I leaned over and said, Adam, you've got this. When you're standing between an ordeal or an adventure, find someone you trust to go with you and choose hope along the way. Hope can turn crisis into a chance to grow. I'm not going to read this whole thing, but I just thought that was so powerful. Sometimes our hope and our trust is not quite big enough. We don't quite know how to do it, and so it's always good to have somebody beside us that we can go with us during that time. So that's my word for today. Choose hope, choose trust, choose to have a adventure and not an ordeal. So here's my happy meal today. Happy meal. Y'all, I'm so silly. Happy mail today. Kim Kluge sent this to me. She's my bestie. And I just love this card. I love all the colors of it. These are the new in colors. So, so pretty. Love it. Okay, and the other thing I was going to tell you about, I don't know who's on here, who all is on here right now. It may just be my team members that are, my loyal team members that are watching me. But even so, this is good for you to know as well. If you have somebody who's interested in purchasing product from you, and that's right, burger and fries. If you have somebody who's interested in purchasing product for you and they have nearly a $99 order or whatever, have them go ahead and get the starter kit so that they can get the 20% off after that. And they get the pick a free bundle starter kit. I'm having trouble putting it at the right place on my phone, so I'm playing like hide and seek. Anyway, so it's a starter kit promotion that Stampin' Up! Is doing right now. From now until June 30th, if you have a customer that has $99 or more, have them get the starter kit. They get $125 worth of stuff, and they get to choose a free bundle. So if they don't have a die cutting machine, then they can select something that has punches. And you know what? If it were me, I would choose the most expensive thing in there. So just saying that. And the other thing is, if you're watching and you don't currently have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and you would like a catalog, let me know and I'll get one to you, okay? All right, that's all the talking I'm going to do about all the business stuff. Now I'm going to start playing. I'll show you. This is the new paper pumpkin that came in. And y'all, if I'm being honest, I don't always do my paper pumpkins. I give them away as prizes, or I'll give them as gifts. I'll add a block to it or something, and I'll give them as gifts. But I was challenged by one of my teamers and my friend, Jan, my boo, who said that I should do a video or a live with paper pumpkin alternatives. So I challenged myself and I did it, and I'm so excited with what I came up with. So if you are not familiar with paper pumpkin, you get everything that you need in order to be able to make usually 12 cards or 12 projects. This time it's cards, and it's $22 a month plus shipping and handling. And it has the cutest stamp sets with it. I'll hold it up against here so you can see it. Yes, cute earrings courtesy of Bee Musings, my daughter. Cute stamp set. And so I'm going to flip you over, and we're going to get started. Oh, there we go. There we go. Okay. Now let me flip it back around again. One of these days, I'm gonna get it all figured out. Okay. All right. So I played with it a bit because I needed to figure out what I was gonna do with it. And so I did a lot of things, and it was a lot of fun. But check out these envelopes, y'all. And you'll see I cut one of these up. I actually took the envelope apart, and I'm going to use the paper. So that's so fun. But these are some of the cutouts that are in it and available. And you have clouds and a banner thing right here as well. And I love these little trinket things. So cute. All right, so let's get started. In your pack, you also receive embellishments and glue dots. Okay, so I did one the way they said to do it, and then I am doing one that's different, okay? So this is the way they show you to do it, okay? And this is the way I did it, and I'm going to do that for you tonight. Okay, hold on one second. Let me get where I can see my, comments. There we go. Okay, all right, so this is the one. Only this one I actually did it with, I need to turn it around, don't I? Hold on one second. There we go. This one I actually did using Night of Navy, and this is, so you can compare, this is the new Misty Moonlight ink, and I really like that ink. Okay, so this is the way they did it. This is what I came up with. Super cute, super easy. This is the way it was in the brochure, and this is the one I came up with. Okay, and then I have an extra one that I'm not showing you just yet. You may have seen it. Yes, you did. I see it now. Okay, let's get started with this one. All right, so what I did, I had to write notes to myself because, you know, I'm over 60 and sometimes I have to remind myself of things. And I'm going to do one thing a little bit differently with this. Okay, so I am just burnishing. This is the Purple Posy color, and I'm going to do mine landscape. Yes, that one was landscape. I'm going to bring in my trimmer, if I can find it. Here it is. Y'all, I'm in the middle of cutting card kits for my card class to go. So I've been extremely busy, and I have stuff laying out everywhere. So I'm cutting one strip at 1 inch. I'm cutting another one at 1 1/8, and I'm purposely doing them at different sizes. I'm doing another one at 1 inch, and the other one will end up being like 1 1/4, I think, and I'm okay with that, them being different sizes. And I'm going to match them back up the way they should be here. Let me grab my dimensionals before I go to matching them up or putting them down. I need to make sure that they're in the right order. Yes. Okay. And I thought about putting a white base down under it, but I didn't really like that. So plus it just seemed like it was going to make it a little bit too crowded. I don't know why I get nervous on these things. It's so silly. It's just you guys, right? Okay. And then I'm going to put one on the outer edge. You know, it's different whenever you're creating on your own and you come up with ideas about things on your own. But then when you get something and then you're having to try to get that idea out of your head and come up with something different, it's just different. But I had a lot of fun doing it. All right, just peel these backings off. And pretty much what I did was try to make sure I had the same amount here and the same amount here. And I did about like you would on a normal card, you know, like the 1/4 inch kind of thing. I can't get my head over it to see. I think that's about even. Then I came in with this one and put it on. You like the 60s look? Me too. You know, I remember those colors in the 70s and those swooshes and wild things in the 70s as well. I was born in the latter part of 59. I almost wasn't born in 59. So I remember the 60s, but not as well as the 70s. Okay, so let me get the glue. Hey, Cheyenne. I'm just going to go ahead and put a little glue on the back of these. Okay. I've been dyeing ribbon today for the card class to go, and I have Poppy Parade colored fingers now. Okay. I can't get over it, so I'm hoping that that's fairly even. All right, so I'm going to take my Melon Mambo. This time around with our pre-order, they didn't have the ink ready to be able to purchase. And so I am just using Melon. I did that upside down. Oh, well, it's okay. Or can I fix it? No, I don't think I can fix it. It's okay, though. So anyway, I decided that I was going to try to use Melon Mambo. I didn't really want the Misty Moonlight for here, so I just kind of wanted to keep it in the purples and pinks and yellow, so orange family. Okay, and this is technically the direction you're supposed to use it, if you'll see. No, here. But I didn't want to use that much. I wanted to use some white so that it would just kind of set off. And then I have ribbon, twine, whatever you call it. Just wrapping it a couple times. I think I doubled it up, but it was a little too much. So I'm just going to do it this way instead. See if I can do a bow with it. Jeez Louise, maybe not. Why do I feel like I'm going in the wrong direction? Here we go. It's been a busy few days, and we have family that's coming in on Monday for a week. I'm so excited about seeing them, but I've been having to work a lot so that I could get everything done before they got here. And because there's going to be a lot of swimming if the weather holds out for us. I think we're going to go to the beach one day if the weather holds out for us. If not, it's going to be game days. We're going to play games. Y'all, I can't get my finger through there. You guys are so patient to just sit here and watch me do this. Oh, gosh. All right. Anyway, and in the meantime, Roger got the call today that he actually had to go to Atlanta for I don't know how long. And he had to, he's a video person, public affairs person. Y'all, I'm having the worst time getting my finger through there. And they have National Guard up there in Atlanta covering the riots and stuff. And so he is actually in Atlanta right now. Where's my scissors? 1 second. He's actually in Atlanta right now with combat gear and a helmet and all that. And he's covering the riots and covering the Air National Guard people that are actually there. So, I have no idea when he's going to get home. But he'll be careful and he'll be safe. And he met up with a friend who's about 6'4". He sure looked like it. I'll just say that. Whoops. I didn't mean to do that. I'm just doing it without thinking. It's going to go here and here. And then I'm going to put a little bit of glue right in here. And one thing I was going to do differently to soften it up a little bit was to use this vellum. And I'm just going to place it right about in here. I probably should have put the dimensionals on the back of this. Yeah, that's what I should have done, and that's what I'm going to do. I'll have to waste these, but it's okay. I didn't do this on my other one, so I wasn't thinking about it. So pardon me while I flub here. But anyway, I'm not really worried about him. I know he's going to be okay, and the Lord's going to have his hand on him. I pray over my family every day like that. And he loves to be able to capture good stories and things, so I know he'll be fine. I don't like it. I'd rather him be home, but that's okay. All right, now the trick with vellum is it will show your adhesive, so you don't want to put glue in a place where it's going to show. Ooh, I like that better. Even though that did take me forever and a day. Look, it's softer. It's a little crooked. It's not quite stuck down yet. There we go. But I like that. I really like that. It softens it up a little bit. What do you guys think? You like it better with the vellum or without? Yeah, I like it. Snip a slit in the cardstock to make the twine stay put. That's a good idea. It's a really good idea. All right, the next one is this one. And what I did for this one, looks like I got a big old mess here. Okay, so what I did for this one, I took the Misty Moonlight and I took my sponge dauber and I am using the clouds that are here. And I'm just going to highlight around those clouds a little bit with the Misty Moonlight. And this is how these pieces come with your paper pumpkin. It is a monthly subscription. And if there is a month that you don't necessarily want to do it, you don't have to. You can actually delay it or defer it. And yeah, this is the soft side. And you get all of the stamps that you need. You get a little stamping spot. And you also get, on your very first one, you get a block. I went blank. Okay, hold on 1 second. I need to put a piece of paper up under here. I'll just use this piece of paper and I'll print it out again. Okay, so whenever I'm using my sponge dauber, I like to kind of start like in here and then lightly lift up on those corners, on the edges, because if you don't, you're going to end up having like a line, a darker line across it, and you kind of go in circles a little bit like that. That might be a little dark, but it's all good. Okay. So I lifted up. I don't know if you saw me like raise up like that whenever I started to do the edge. Because if you don't, it will leave like an outlined area in there. And that just doesn't look quite right. Okay. And here's my other one. Okay. I can move this out of the way. Then I'm going to take my ink while I still have it close by, and I'm going to say, hey. I'm going to ink it up with my little spot. I have ordered the inks because they did become available on June 3rd, which was yesterday. But when we did our pre-order, they didn't have the inks ready for us yet. So I just got my inks ordered yesterday. Ooh, and I could see through. That's the good thing about the photopolymer stamps is if you can see that your ink is splotchy, you can go back over it. I don't care for using these little spots quite as much as nearly, I'll just say nearly as much as I do a regular ink pad. But they're good like for travel if you like to take stamping stuff with you. They're good for like if you can't afford to buy all the stamp pads, they actually in the catalog they actually have a collection of these that you can purchase now, which is nice. I've got to get some of this out of my way. There. Okay. I'm gonna fold this. I don't do well with a mess, and when I do these lives, I have to have everything pretty close at hand, and I just feel like I make a big mess with it. Okay. All right. So here I'm going to place this one on first. I have to make sure I don't put ink on glue on the powder, the inked up side. I can't talk, y'all. Oh, goodness. Then I'm going to place this one on top of that one slightly, about like this. Okay. Now I'm going to pick this up and I'm going to place glue back here where you can't see, and I'm just going to put it like at an angle. I do like my angles. I should have pulled that one off the edge a little bit. And for this one, I'm actually going to put dimensionals on it and place it on top. These paper pumpkins are such good things to have. If you want to craft, you've got some cards you need to send out, but you don't have time to like just get creative and come up with it yourself. You can use the instructions that they give you and create all kinds of things. All right, I'm just going to overlap that like that. Then I'm going to take this one. I'm going to bring back my sponge dauber and my ink again. Bring my paper back in. I'm just kind of go like this. Nope, that's too dark. Okay, that'll work. I'm not only going to use half of it, so it's okay that I flipped it upside down. Now I'm going to take this is actually a rainbow. This is a segment of a rainbow, but I want it to say you. I want it to say, hey, you. And so I'm just flipping it upside down, and I'm going to stamp you right here, like that. Okay. I'm also going to put a little bit of glue right up under here. And then I'm going to put my thumb where the bottom of that U is at, right here. I'm going to flip it over, and I'm going to put glue like this. Then I'm going to bring it down here, and I'm going to place it right about, scoot it up a little bit, right about there. Then I'll open it up, flip it over, use my scissors, and trim it off. Like that. Okay. I feel like I need a little bit more glue right here, so I'm just going to do that real quick. Okay, let me close this ink up so I don't mess anything up. All right, so now I'm going to bring in some of these cute little things and my crinkle ribbon. And I'm just going to use these misty moonlight things. I saw somebody today, she actually cut them in half. And she would like place them on half the page. I should try that. Well, I'll do it in a second. Let's see if I can do that. Let's see how this will look. I put one like right here. Just about half off the page. Ooh, that's cute. All right. And I'll bring this one and put it down here like this. Then I'm going to bring in my Wink of Stella. I just want my clouds to kind of glitter up a little bit. I'm not going to go all the way on the blue a lot because it tended to make, on this one, it tended to make it a little dirty looking, I thought. So I'm just going to go in the areas that are not quite blue or not a lot of blue because I don't want my clouds to be dirty looking. And then I am going to put it on hay. Like this. And you. Hey, you. I say that a lot, by the way. So, and then we'll do some ribbon. We'll do a bow. And they had the crinkle ribbon back in stock again. Yay! So happy for that. With COVID-19, they've had a lot of things that have been back ordered. Bows, bows, bows. Why do I do this to myself? Bows on camera. There we go. Except my hands are sticky. Sorry. Let's try it again. Breathe, Vicki, breathe. There we go. Grab it and pull it like that. So I did a bunny ear and another bunny ear, and then I pulled it through. Then I tighten it, and then I just clean it up a little bit, however I want it. And thankfully, that Poppy Parade ink on my fingers is not coming off. I've already washed them. I should have used my lava soap, and I didn't, but it's okay. Okay. It's easier to cut when it's secured onto something because it's like it gives you another hand. So I'll just do this instead. There we go. So there is my second alternative. Can you see how it kind of looks? I put on so much Wink of Stella on that one that it kind of looks a little bit dirty. This one I just put enough around the edges that it looks better. Looks a lot better. Tie them ahead of time for the future. Yes, that's a good idea. Okay, here is my next one. This is the way Paper Pumpkin, the designers, this is the way they designed it. And this is what I came up with. So, let me get my pieces for that. Now this is actually, remember this card? This is actually one of these cards. And I cut it in two. So I used one for here, and I'm using this one for here. So I'm just going to burnish this, like this. And I'm going to go ahead and put some glue on the back. And I'm going to try to put it right in the middle. And you hear me say this all the time. If you keep your opposing corners at equal distances, then it will be even and level, symmetrical all the way around. And it is true. It is very true. Okay, so for this one, I think I am actually going to use this one, the Misty Moonlight. And I actually brought in a happy birthday. This was from last year's paper pumpkin. And I used the sentiment from last year's, last April 2019. And I'm using happy birthday from it. I'm using the Misty Moonlight. Just going to stamp that right there. Nice clean stamp. And then there's these cute little, I don't know what you call these things, but they're like party confetti something or other. I don't know. It just, oh no, hold on. Let me see if I can line it back up. Ta-da! Pretty darn close there, y'all. Pretty darn close. Okay, so this I'm going to use a glue dot. I'm sticky. Ugh, I hate that. And let's see, I brought it down a little farther than I did before. I think I'm going to actually bring it up here. I'm going to bring it around. Wish I had time to wash my hands because I'm sticking to everything. So this is another tip for you. When you're tying a bow, put the glue dot on, and then you can just come down like this, touch it, and then your hand's free for that. You know how, because it's really hard to tie a bow and keep your finger on it, you know. So I'm just going to shift that up just a little bit. There we go. Okay. I'm going to turn it upside down and tie it. Okay. Now I'll turn it around and I'll tidy it up a little bit. That was much easier to do. Okay. All right, so then I'll take this and use dimensionals on it, on the back of it. This was kind of fun once I really got the hang of it and started going with it, getting away. I'm such a literal person that if I see that it's supposed to be done one way, I have a hard time like getting out of that box, getting myself out of the box. So once I really started going with it, I liked what was happening, and I had trouble stopping. I started doing some other things. I was like, oh, this is fun. Okay, same principle. Keep your opposing corners, same distance. Isn't that pretty? I like it. Now I'll use one of these blue ones. I didn't use a blue one before because I used the lighter color. I think I'll put it up here away from the blue. And I think I'll use one of these. There we go. Cute, huh? Which one do you guys like better, the Melon Mambo or the Misty Moonlight? I don't know. I think I might like the Misty Moonlight better. But I definitely like it better than this one, if I'm being honest. And this is the one they created. I just added added that purple posy from this one. And since I wasn't going to use the envelope for this one, I used the inside of it for something else. So, okay. So now, this is what I'm doing with the inside of that envelope. Okay. I wrote notes to myself so I wouldn't forget, because I don't have one to show you of this one. So this is the new color Magenta Madness, I think is the name of it. And I don't have any of the Magenta Madness ink. So what I decided to do, and I'm going to do this one sideways or horizontal as well. What I decided to do, this is the inside of an envelope, by the way. You can see the flap here. Okay, so I'm going to put this on the basic black. This is 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. Put it in the center of my basic black piece. And then I'm going to glue it in the center of a 4 by 5 1/4 whisper white. There's a fly in here. We had our small group over last night, and Roger has a new toy. It's called a smoker griddle something or other. I don't know. It's Cuisinart, and it's really nice, and I'm not complaining because he's all of a sudden wanting to cook. So he did a pork shoulder butt in the smoker, and it was so good. Okay, so I was going to put this one. Where's the other thing I was going to use? Hold on 1 second. I've got to find it. Here it is right here. I was going to use this label in the center of that, like that. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to use black memento, and I am going to use You're Amazing. So anyway, we were in and out of the house quite a bit yesterday, and darn flies. I can tell one's in the house. I'm trying to be really careful putting it down because I can't see because, oh, poo. All right, I'm going to flip it over. Okay, I can't put my head over it, so hopefully that did it. Much better. Alrighty. So this I think I'm going to put on dimensionals. But that pork sure was good, I'll tell you that. Okay, let's do it right about there. Again, when you're putting your vellum down, you don't want to put your glue anywhere that it can be seen. So I'm just putting it right about here in the middle, like that. And then I'm going to take one of these cute little things and put it right, actually right there, as if it's holding it in place. And there you go. That's the inside of an envelope. Pretty cool, huh? Okay, one more for you guys. This is a fun one. Okay, so this is the one that was sitting on top earlier. And this is what I'm going to do. Okay, so I do have to tell you though, if you have paper that is directional, like the back side of this paper, it's flowers. And it looks like flowers that are coming down this way. So when I cut it, I should have cut it from the top. Because I should have cut it from the bottom, but I should have been careful of what direction I was cutting it in. So I had to flip it over and use it this way, because otherwise my opening would have had to been that way, and that just looked weird, opening it that way, but yet it went that way. Do you know what I'm saying? It just didn't seem right. So it's not going to make that much difference on this one because it's not really directional. But the first thing I'm going to do is remember this card here. That's what this one is. So I'm just going to take it down to the center. I'm putting it at 4 1/4. I'm just going to cut that off there. And then what you do is you take your pencil and you measure. Let's see if I can find here we go. You measure 2 inches. I had to think about it for a second because today's the first day I've done this. So you measure 2 inches here, and put a little mark right there. And then you measure 2 inches over here, and you put a little mark right here. Okay? So then what you're going to do is you're going to take this and that corner and match it up in the track. That's the word. That's the word I was looking for on my video last week. I kept calling it the trowel or the the ditch, or I couldn't think what the word was. Track. There it is. Okay, so that's one piece. And then you're going to take this little line right here and you're going to line it up to there as well with the track. Track, 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 track. I need to say that a lot so I don't forget it. Okay, there you go, like that. Then you can use this for something else. I actually kind of envision a kite. If I just kind of narrow it down a little bit like that, I can envision using that on a card as a kite. Okay, so I can put my paper cutter away now. All right, so I'm using Purple Posy. Put that in place like that. Let's see, so this is going to go up here. And this is going to be, is that right? No, you know what? It's happening again. I think I'm going to just have to do it this way. I think I need to start measuring that up at the top instead, because this is not going to fit like that. So it's going to want to go this way, like this. That's what I was trying to tell you guys about earlier. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make my card like this instead. Yep. And I'm going to say, hey, right there, in Misty Moonlight. Okay, so learn as you go, as I go, and as I mess up. Okay, stamp that, get that all inked up and say, hey. Just like that. Such a nice rich color. Okay, so I'm going to glue this up. Okay, so the next time I do this, I'm going to measure those 2 inches across the top and the left side instead of the right side. And I think that's going to make the difference. I love these colors together though. Thank goodness for Tombow, because then I can just kind of scooch it where it needs to go. Okay. Alrighty. There's that. Now I'm going to take a little bit of Whisper White and I'm going to use my daisy punch. I'm going to punch 2 daisies out. Oh, I know what I was supposed to do. I was supposed to put this up on dimensionals. I didn't do that with my other one. But the person that I saw make it, she put these up on dimensionals and then she tucked half daisies inside of it. And it was so cute. We'll make it work though. So I'm going to use some of this Just Jade. I may need more than that actually. Let me do another half. Okay. So I'm going to take my glue. Yeah, that I wish I had remembered to do it. I wrote it down and then I didn't go by my notes. Silly me. All right. Now basically what you want to do is to put these petals in place to where you don't see a lot of gap in between. Now I'm going to take Pumpkin Pie and I'm going to take the sponge dauber, go in the middle of it, and then I'm going to stick my finger right there in the middle and just press down. I think maybe a little bit more. There you go. And that's gotten me the center of my daisy. I am going to put this on a dimensional. Right here. And I'm going to go ahead and put this in place. Right here. Now, you're probably wondering, what in the world is she going to do with those green things? Well, I'm going to show you. I am going to create petals or leaves. So I'm just going to come to a point like that. and just create leaves out of them. And I wanted it to be a point for sure because I didn't want it to just look like flowers, you know, like green petals. Yes, Jan, I saw a lady do that with the daisies at one point, and I thought, oh, it's a great idea because we don't have those centers anymore. We can't order, and I still have some, but we can't order those flower centers anymore. And so I've also seen people use the small punch and punch out centers using a darker color, like a pumpkin pie or crushed curry or something like that. And that works too, but I do like that because it's more of a textured look. It's not so consistent as cardstock would be. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one here, I'm going to lap one over, and I'm using the rounder side where the petals are at to put together. Hold on one second, I'm looking for my mini dimensionals. And I'm going to put a mini dimensional on the back right here. I need to trim that one down just a little bit. Add this to it, like this. I think my point needs to be trimmed a little bit here too. There we go. Working with paper is so fun. I really enjoy it. So glad I found card making and paper crafting and stuff like that. I mean, I did paper stuff for years when I used to do scrapbooks. Okay, now I'm going to do something just a little bit different on this one. I'm going to stick one of those in the middle, like that. Hold it just for a second. And it actually ends up looking almost like a flower, like that. Let's stick this one right in here as well. Just hold it one second. Then I'm going to place the mini dimensionals on the back of it. Okay, this one that has the 3 on it, I'm going to put right in this corner. You see where they don't match up right there? I'm just going to cover that right here like that. I think I'm actually going to put one under, right up under that point too. There you go. I'll put this one over here, the opposite place right in here. The new catalog has the new enamel dots that are in the end colors, and they're so pretty. And I should have gotten those out earlier so I could use some of those, but I'm going to just decorate this a little bit using some of these little things. I think I'll put one right up in here. Right over here. Like that. And I think that that's all I'm going to put on there. I usually go with the rule of 3s, but because you have this one, it just kind of brings that in. So isn't that cute? So here are my cards, and y'all, I only have, I think, one paper pumpkin card left to do, and they're not all the same. I love that. So here's my 3 that I did with this color paper, and here's my 3 that I did with this one. Love it. Love that one. That one turned out really cute. And oh, here's 4 actually, right there. And then you have these. So super, super cute. So if you don't already get Paper Pumpkin and you're interested, let me know. I think everybody on here is a customer or a team member or something, but this will be on YouTube as well. So, you know, whenever you see the YouTube, if you just hit the website across the top, www.mypaperconnection.com, contact me. I will get with you if you are interested in becoming a Paper Pumpkin subscriber. You can stop at any time, but I just thought this would be a great way to show you the type things that they give you in your subscription, and yet you don't have to be pigeonholed to do it exactly the way they want you to do it or the way they design. They want you to be creative. So here you go. This is me being creative, and I had a blast. I enjoyed this so much more than I would have just doing it like they told me to do it. So anyway, this has been a lot of fun. Do you guys have any questions about it? Because I'll be happy to answer any. Let me just scroll back and see if there's any. Is that Jade? Yes, it was Jade. You're talking about this one with the leaves? That was Jade cardstock. Yes. The pink and black, I love that together too as well. It's really pretty. Yeah. Jan has the same problem of being literal. Yep. Okay. Well, if you don't have any questions, then I'm going to let you guys go. And I just appreciate you guys hanging out with me. And until next week. No, I won't be here next week. I'll have a house full of people next week. So 2 weeks from now. Until then, I will see you guys later. Bye. Thanks.